winter driving knowledge that he wants to share. Mars has reviews of the new Alfa Romeo tonale. Just ahead on this segment of the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with him, Mike Out of This World Mars.
He are here.
We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. We gave David Ainsley, our chief engineer, the day off today.
What?
And guess what he's doing?
He's probably not home yet.
Probably not. From that bar that'll go unnamed from last night.
Bar. Good for you,
So
David.
thanks so much for joining us. When we got up this morning, it was rainy, it was dreary, moisture in the air, it just kind of a day. And stepped outside just a minute ago and going, wow, there's sunshine.
Not bad.
Not to say that it's not supposed to rain here today.
It's supposed to rain and get ugly.
But at least it's 70 degrees outside. So we can't knock that from all of the things that we've seen on the news about places around the Great Lakes and eastward.
Oh, yeah.
Where the weather is really ugly.
Iowa's getting hammered yesterday, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Like up where Mike Quincy is with Consumer Reports.
Mike Quincy can brave it. He's a good guy.
Well, you know what we need to do? We just need to go ahead and get the weather report from Mike Quincy. Consumer Reports. Mike Quincy, good morning to you, sir.
Hey, guys. How's it going today?
Well, it's going a lot better than it is in a lot of the Northeast. You got snow up there?
We had snow. It did melt because we had this torrential rainstorm, but the last couple of days it's been freezing cold. I don't know if you can see, I'm layered up. I was born and bred in New England, so I'm used to this kind of stuff. But no, I do miss the warm winters that I had when I lived in Austin, Texas.
There you go.
We'll send you some about July.
Yeah.
I think I'll stick with New England.
Yeah, exactly. I don't blame you. So, Mike, great news. Another great report from Consumer Reports, the most reliable cars and the best car brands. Let's start with the most reliable cars. Now, give me a little background on the research criteria in developing this list.
Sure. So every year we send out surveys to Consumer Reports members, and we basically ask them to tell us about any problems that they've been having with their car over the last 12 months. And our trouble spots include major components like engines, battery packs, and whatnot. But we also include in-car electronics, squeaks and rattles, and things like that. And that makes up our predicted reliability. And we have new information for the 2025 models, as well as lots and lots of information for used cars as well. But we're also looking at owner satisfaction, which is part of our surveys. And we're looking at the amount of crash test data that we have on cars, as well as standard active safety features. And that kind of goes up to give an overall score, not only on the brand level, but also on the model level.
How big is the research base? How many people?
We have several million subscribers, not several. I'm not exactly sure what our latest subscriber numbers are, but they're still pretty robust. The number that I guess I want you and your viewers and listeners to take away is we have about 300,000 cars in our survey. So it is among the most robust automotive surveys out there.
Yeah, and I guess that the one thing that, whether you like Consumer Reports or you don't like Consumer Reports, and I knew somebody that, I Consumer Report. Well, I will tell you what, I like it. I like your criteria. I like what you do as far as testing new cars, and I like this sort of stuff. These are the things that really drive the thing home with me when it comes to new cars. And when you're trying to purchase one, what are you going to use? Are you going to go with your gut and your eyes? You're going to go, well, that's got a really pretty shape. I'm going to buy that. And then you wind up buying it and spends most of its time in the penitentiary dealership service department.
Well, and to that point, who else does this type of research?
I don't know of
who
anybody
else does this type. Yeah, there aren't any. And the ones that do try aren't reliable.
Right, and I've spoken with other journalists who will sometimes publish information that says Consumer Reports doesn't like fill in the blank. And it has nothing to do with whether or not we like the car. It has to do with test results. We have a 327-acre test facility. We independently buy all of our test models. We don't take any advertising. So it really has nothing to do with liking a car. I mean, I really like the redesigned Mustang GT. It's one of my favorite cars that I drove in the last 12 months. However, the reliability data isn't looking too good on it. That doesn't, the data is what the data is, or the data are what the data are. I never get that right. So it just, people tell us about their cars. We crunch the data and we publish the results. And some models are up, some models are down. Some models lose their reliability ranking compared to the last year because their reliability got worse. And that's just the way that the data goes.
And I think one of the things that we need to keep in mind here, when we talk about car companies, we're talking about designers and we're talking about assemblers. For the most part, they don't make the parts. They design them, they send them out to these companies that actually print them, paste them, put them together, do all the things, and then they send them to the factory and they put them together.
Did you ever have a chance when you get a vehicle in and you're testing it, you're thinking, oh, this thing's a piece of what, and it's not going to be great, and then opposite happens. You get all the positive results. Do things like that happen?
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes cars don't look good on paper, but then they turn out they have great braking distances. They get better fuel economy than we expected. 0 to 60 times are quicker. They have great emergency handling. And then the exact opposite. Some cars look great on paper, but they fail miserably in our testing. I mean, you can never just generalize. You can't just assume anything. Our latest reliability survey shows that the one time Toyota, Lexus, always on the Mount Rushmore of reliability and Consumer Reports data. But they've done a lot of extensive redesigns. They've introduced a lot of new technology, and now they've been bumped out of the number 1 and number 2 spot by Subaru. So it's just like you can never assume anything. We give reliability from a brand level, but even within that, even within the most reliable brands, you still have to go to the model level and study that individual reliability.
So let's talk about the top 10 most reliable cars. Let's start with number 10. You got that?
Actually, I got the top 5. How about that?
There you go.
That's perfect. Yeah. Well, we do have time
better.
constraints, so let's do top 5.
Okay, so the most reliable models in Consumer Reports Reliability Survey continue to be from the Japanese manufacturer. And I'm talking about the Toyota RAV4, the Toyota Corolla, the RAV4 plug-in, the Mazda Miata, yay, love that car, and the Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. One interesting note among the most reliable models is the BMW i4, which is not only a super reliable car, it's our most reliable electric vehicle. And that's why I was saying you really have to dive into the model level, because overall, electric vehicles, plug-in hybrids, are less reliable than internal combustion engine vehicles. But there are exceptions to the rule. For example, Toyota has a lot of experience with their plug-in RAV4. We used to call it the Prime, but now it's just called the RAV4 plug-in. So any kind of problems that they had in the beginning, they've really worked out those issues. And on the other hand, with the domestics, they don't have a lot of experience with plugins and with electric vehicles, and a lot of their models are among the worst in our reliability.
But where do the gasoline engines actually fit in any of this? Are there any of those that are the most reliable?
Oh, sure. Well, sure. I mean, the Toyota Corolla and the Miata, those are just basic internal combustion engines. They're super reliable. I mean, the higher tech the manufacturers go with their redesigns, generally speaking, the more problems they're having. Mazda has had an incredible run of reliability for years. They introduced their new CX-90 SUV. It was again, we talked about how it looks on paper. Mm-hmm. This was a rear-wheel drive design, inline 6-cylinder engine. All of that makes all the sense in the world. But they brought in all this new tech. They have a plug-in hybrid version, and it's had nothing but reliability problems. So, the advice for you and for all of your listeners is when a redesign comes out, look at how high-tech it is, and maybe wait a year or 2 for the manufacturer to work out the problems before you buy it.
And that is the mindset that I've had since I've been in the car business, and that's been a long time. Look, it comes out, it's brand new. Oh, my gosh, I got to have one. Please hold back on that desire and the want to go to the dealership
pump the
and buy
brakes.
Pump the brakes. That's it.
Pump the brakes.
Speaking of which, let's talk now about the best car brands. Where does that stand?
Well, as I mentioned before, Subaru has really done a stellar job they have combined reliability, great performance in Consumer Reports testing, and high reliability and owner satisfaction scores. And they are doing also great with their brand report card. We're also looking at some of the luxury models that also did well, and that includes BMW, Lexus, Porsche, Audi. They're in the top 10. These are models that do well in Consumer Reports testing. We really like the idea of, I mean, just in terms of, it doesn't, you can't just say, well, all the Japanese cars are this or all the German cars are that. Again, I sound like a broken record, but you have to get down to the model level to really get an idea of which models and which brands make the best.
Yeah, because they continually upgrade or change the models throughout the lineup, not all at once. So you've got to really pay attention to what is the new one and what is the one that really has come back up on its reliability score through the years. And that's the one that I would be attracted to.
And what is transferred from model to model? They try something in one model and then, that works pretty good. Let's try it on this other one. And it works.
Yeah.
You talked about, pumping the brakes on a new design, or in this case, a new brand. For example, Rivian, which makes pretty cool looking EVs. They have a pickup truck, they have an SUV, but their reliability is absolutely abysmal. So maybe you want to be the first on your block to have it, but as we just talked about, better wait a couple years before you can figure out, because they're a new manufacturer. And it's the auto business is tough.
Well, let me say this. I think I'm going to go for the Fisker.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where the dealer is because I haven't found one or see one anywhere. And apparently they've all gone belly up. And what do you do now?
Mike, the reliability. Go ahead.
We actually bought a Fisker and we tested it.
I read that. And it was a turd.
For people that are not necessarily up to speed with EV lingo, our Fisker bricked. The screen died, the powertrain died. You almost couldn't even move it. I mean, again, it's really hard to start a car company, or even in Fisker's case, restart the car company. I mean, you all remember when GM brought out Saturn, right? Saturn was like a new car company, a new brand, a new approach to everything. All the resources that General Motors had at their disposal to make Saturn into something new, and they still put it in the garbage can. So how does a manufacturer like Fisker or Rivian, without the deep pockets of General Motors, do it?
So you said that you'll buy all the cars that you test. So who got lucky owning the Fisker after it was all said and done?
Yeah, and no. But the real question is, how much money did you lose on the resale?
The other question I have is the reliability. Does it matter where in the world the car is built for the reliability aspect of it?
No. Where the car is produced is not a factor. I mean, it's just the data. I mean, the domestic manufacturers have manufacturing facilities in Canada and Mexico. A lot of the foreign companies build vehicles in the South. But you've got a huge plant in Texas for Toyota trucks. Mm-hmm. So we kind of, if we need to kind of source where a vehicle is built to kind of figure out why there's variations. For example, right now, the Colorado, the Canyon, GM's, mid-sized SUVs, mm-hmm. I mean, pickup trucks, they're both among the most unreliable. We call those twins. Now, there have been times in the past when we saw reliability variations with the twin. You remember the brand Eagle?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Eagle, there's So there was like the Eagle Talon and the Mitsubishi variant, the Eclipse, and we saw different reliability information because they were built at different times, at different places, even though they had the same components. So when there are variations with twins, then we'll report it. But more often than not these days, it's all being standardized, and if one is bad, the other's bad too.
Yeah, because for the most part that I know of, those brothers, sisters, whatever you want to call them, they go down the same assembly line. They just get different bumpers, right, lights, that sort of stuff, for the most part.
Right, but you also have the different people working those assembly lines. So that there can be variations from that perspective. I mean, mass production, as we've talked about, is tough. It's tough to get it right all the time. Even brands like Toyota are having issues. Toyota redesigned their Tacoma pickup truck. That usually has been such rock solid reliability. But the data that we're getting back on is showing they're having some issues with their transmission and some finish and interior quality problems. And this is not lost on Toyota. Toyota is real diligent about fixing stuff. And I wouldn't expect that any of their models that are even average in reliability will stay average for much longer.
Mike, where can we get this information for our viewers, our listeners, our followers?
Well, you can go to consumerreports.org, and the very smart people in our communications department reminded me, if your viewers and listeners go to cr.org/in-wheel-time, they can get 10% off a yearly digital membership at Consumer Reports. So let's plug you guys and let's plug us.
And guess what I did? So I get one pieces of mail that you guys send out regularly about Consumer Reports and, subscribe. And so I thought, I'm going to subscribe. Did I put the in-wheel time discount in there? No, because I forgot. Okay.
Well, you could lead a horse to water, but you can't.
That's exactly right.
We beat this old horse here.
Yeah, to death, pretty much. Mike, it's great to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining us today. Tell everybody up there we said hi, and Merry Christmas to you if we don't talk to you beforehand.
Stay warm, Michael.
Thanks very much for having me on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 on the In-Wheel Time and Odyssey radio apps. Just search for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. And podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. We also video stream our weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. 10 to noon every Saturday Central Time. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will continue right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there, too. We hope to see you then.
Okay, if you'd like to get in touch with us here, shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. Time now for Jeff's weekly feature. This week we're going to talk about winter driving knowledge. Do you know how to drive in the winter? I used to, but it's been so long since I've been in winter weather, it's been difficult. Matter of fact, I was fortunate enough, have Ford sent me out to Portland, Oregon.
Oh, boy.
And I don't remember what car it was, but it was kind of a spring, kind of winter, spring part of the
slush.
And it was a lot of slush. You got to learn how to drive in the slush.
Well, these can transfer over to summer as well. You have to prepare your vehicle. You have to prepare when you drive, where you're going, how you're going to get there. So here we go. Winter weather can be unpredictable and dangerous, especially when driving. On average, winter weather directly or indirectly contributes to over 500,000 vehicular accidents in the United States. The National Traffic Safety Administration does claim this. You can get reports from them as well. Preparing your vehicle, taking precautions before heading out makes a big difference. One of the things we want you to do is check the weather before you go. Make sure that the weather forecasts and all the warnings before heading out, that you understand them. Visit the National Weather Service on their sites. Go to the Weather Channel. If roads in your path are in poor condition, consider postponing or non-essential travel until the road's clear. Consider leaving early or changing your departure to avoid being in the storm. Winter vehicle is ready, is yours. Make sure that the vehicle is ready by having a mechanic check it for potential emergency issues. Make sure the antifreeze levels are up, the battery, the ignition systems work properly. Check your brakes and the tire pressure. Antifreeze levels are very, very important. What you got there, Mike? Let's do that.
I don't know. Something came up here.
Okay, we'll let you go.
There we went.
Maintain your vehicle. Make sure you got a full tank of gas. Prevent fuel line freeze up and all those good things. If you have an electric vehicle or a hybrid vehicle, keep your battery charged. It minimizes the drain on the battery when you're driving. One of the other things is remove all the snow and all the slush and ice from your vehicle. Adds weight to the vehicle, plus it's dangerous if it gets in your windshield area and you can't get it done with your wiper blades. Slow down. Increase your distance in following. I've got an app. I got a process on my car that you can set the distance on how far you want your car to brake. That's always a good thing. Avoid sudden movements. Don't be doing Joey Chitwood acts out there and try to slide around or do any skid pads. But if you do get into a skid, always remember, steer into it. Use your headlights. A lot of state laws, either snow or rain, you have to have your lights on. I know that Florida is one of them. There's many around the country that do have that. So make sure your headlights are on. You can see where you're going. Like we said, know how to handle a skid. Turn back into the skid as your vehicle is sliding. Don't try to overcorrect. And again, don't do any Joey Chitwood activities.
Does anybody know who Joey Chitwood is
I
anymore?
do, and that's all that matters.
That's right.
Keep an emergency kit in your vehicle. Jumper cables, flares, reflective triangles, ice scraper, snow shovel. I still have an ice scraper in my garage.
Your credit card works as a pretty good ice scraper, too.
Yeah, you can buy yourself a snow shovel with that credit card. So use these tips. Don't be doing stuff stupid out there. Get your vehicle prepared. That's all I got to say.
Be prepared. Be prepared. That's the Boy Scout marching song. Be prepared. Mars, are you prepared?
I am so prepared.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mike Mars reviews the Alfa Romeo Tonale.
Okay.
This is the 2025 Alfa Romeo Tonale Tributo Italiano all-wheel drive, meaning it's
and
this is a hybrid.
This is a man from Neaterville, Texas, trying to talk Italian.
Yeah,
okay.
It doesn't work at home either.
Can you say spaghetti?
So for 2025, this particular vehicle, there's two trim levels. There's the base level, and then there's the Tribute that we are driving. So it's kind of a special edition. And again, it is a plug-in hybrid, all-wheel drive. It's a small luxury SUV. Seats 5 people. Okay. Now, up front, you're going to find that there's some tri-lobe LED headlights, and it's got the tri-lobe tail lights, so there's 3 different little pieces of it, and it looks really cool, particularly at night. Got rain-sensing wipers up front, got the black roof option. So we got the blacked-out grille, got blacked-out trim, including the side mirror caps. The side mirrors are heated and folding, and it's got a hands-free lift gate with a 20 by 8-inch aluminum wheels, which creates a really nice look, particularly with the green that we were driving. The interior, the perforated leather seating, it's got red undertones through it, so you kind of see the red underneath kind of bleeds through it. It's a different look, and it'll work on you really well. You'll like it, I think. Heated front seats, got 60/40 folding rear seats. Got a driver has a 12.3-inch display in front of him that's got all the, we used to call it a gauge package, but it's got all his information, and he can change some of that around. 10.25-inch touch monitor in the middle. That's where you're going to find your Uconnect 5, your Harman Kardon audio controls, your Apple CarPlay or Google Android, depending on what all you want to do, your heating, your cooling, it's all right there. Got large paddle shifters. Now, when I say large, I'm saying large like they blend in behind the steering wheel, so they're looking at them, they look like, oh, this will be really cool. But to me, they're a little too far away. I got to reach a little bit far for them. But they're there, and they work, I guess. Well, I mean, I'm not sure why. Anyway, so the drivetrain.
It's Italian.
It's Italian. It's a 1.3 liter inline four up underneath the hood, but there is a rear axle E motor. This is where you get your E all-wheel drive from, because the E runs the rear wheels, so you've got four-wheel drive out of it, or all-wheel drive. It's got a 285 horsepower equivalent. It's got a 6-speed automatic transmission with it. Now, the fuel economy on this thing, it's kind of...
Good luck.
Yeah. So, gas and electric, the EPA says you should be looking for 71 mpg equivalent, 29 miles per gallon gas only, and an EPA range of 33 miles. Now, I drove the thing 131 miles. This is a premium fuel vehicle, by the way. So, I got 31.6 miles per gallon on this vehicle. I actually got 50 miles on the battery of it, and I drove it 80 miles on the gasoline.
I thought that you didn't use the battery. You didn't charge the battery.
It regenerates a little bit if you drive it far.
Very little.
Yeah, very little. That's why it only went like about 17 miles further than what the battery did over the whole time. So there's not much, because I did not plug it in and try it. The 9+ hours kind of pushed me away from that idea, particularly with the number of vehicles I got in my driveway. Long story, another story. So, but driving it around town, it's pretty quick steering. It's easy to get around town because of the size of it, the responsive steering. So it's pretty easy to drive. Out on the highway, I thought it had a fairly firm ride. But and I also noticed that when the gasoline engine kicks in and starts running, you get a noticeable increase in exterior noise, whether it's road noise, the motor noise, whatever, because it's so quiet whenever the e-motor's running, it kind of makes it even more. Now, base model price, you're going to look at $36,495, but don't look at that. Go look at the base trim price for this special edition at $51,995.
But
That, as tested, because we didn't have much options, but it's $59,630. Now, the best I could find to compare it to was the Lexus NX 450 hybrid, $58,000 starting. The BMW X1 X-Drive hybrid, $50,000. The Volvo XC40 Recharge starts at $48,000. So there's a lot of choices if you get in there and you start looking at that small luxury SUV. I did get a lot of compliments on this car, from particularly the color and the shape of it. So if you are looking at that category, you ought to look at it. And that's my review of the 2025 Alfa Romeo Tonale Tributo Italiano.
I wanted to remind everybody that today's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is sponsored by Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex, Gulf Coast Auto Shield, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbeau, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Greenridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show brings you great guest interviews each week, from manufacturers and suppliers to the aftermarket, racers, enthusiasts, and other friends just like you and me who love to talk about all things automotive. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show takes it to the road, too, with remotes at popular cruise-ins and shows. In Wheel Time's live video and audio stream can be found on the Odyssey radio app, YouTube, Facebook, and InWheelTime.com every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. Or grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider.
From the Sugar Shack Studios in Houston, Texas, USA, it's the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, you ready for the Houston Auto Show?
Yep, I am.
I am.
I am too.
You know,
I
I kind of like the way it comes around, January, February. I like that. It's kind of a time of year that we're ready to to see the new things. Anyway, Rochelle Salinas joins us with a preview. It's only a few weeks away. Jeff has the cruise in and events calendars, and I'll bring you stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars. We always need Jeff Zekin.
Yep.
Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now let's go directly to the office, the home office of Rochelle Salinas, Vice President, Houston Auto Show Incorporated, Public Relations Maven.
Guru.
See, you got a new title this morning.
Good morning. I like it.
Do you? Okay. Well, I didn't know that whether you're going to put that on your business card or not, Rochelle Salinas Maven. But anyway, it's an idea.
I'll consider it.
Okay. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Have you got
I'm
this?
really excited.
Has Santa Claus got all of his Christmas shopping done for the Salinas family?
Pretty much.
That's
I
good.
think so.
You have a
I mean,
glow
yeah.
about you today. It's like, this is a wonderful time to have young children and a mom that works, got all these things going on, and the dad is all involved in everything, and it's a great time. And I was telling Leslie today, I said, I really deeply miss those days.
They can be fun, even with like the Elf on the Shelf activities. It keeps things very entertaining.
No doubt. I think Jeff came up, not Elf on the Shelf. What did you come up with?
Don't know.
He doesn't know. What does he know?
Well, I'm just wondering, where are you going on vacation? Don't you go somewhere exotic over the holidays?
Oh my gosh, y'all ask me this every year, and for the past 14 years, we have gone to Mexico, and y'all always ask me about it.
Well, I'm asking
because
for
we
Mike.
wanna know.
Yeah, Mike doesn't
This is
remember, so I had to ask for Mike.
This is our first year ever. We are not going to go
What?
to Mexico. Yeah. I don't know what to do with myself. I've been asking everybody, what do we do in Houston for Christmas and New Year's?
I got it. Invite all of your friends and relatives from Mexico to come up
There you
and
go.
pile into the house and have a Houston Merry Christmas.
Yeah, reverse it.
Exactly. Yeah, she didn't sound quite as enthusiastic.
No, she didn't. I caught
Didn't
that.
work.
I mean, you can still see my decorations up from having our Mexican posada party here last weekend, where we had 80 of our closest friends and family at our house. So
Okay.
I think I already checked that one off the list.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's talk about the Houston Auto Show, shall we?
But I'm also
No, go
yes,
ahead.
and
Go ahead.
I'm, really, I'm glowing because I'm really excited about this year's automotive show.
We want to know. We want to go into all the excitement.
And I'm excited because of what we came off of last year. We triple worked hard this year, and I finally got the news this week that Camp Jeep is coming back to the
Right.
Houston office.
Awesome.
And we also have brought back a couple of brands that haven't been at the show in a few years. And that includes BMW,
Ooh.
Infiniti, and Cadillac. They're all coming back and confirmed in, and it's really great to have the return of these brands along with our steady strongholds of Subaru, Hyundai, Kia, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, all the regulars, and Stellantis to come back with a full exhibit as well, and a ride and drive opportunity. And BMW is even going to do a ride and drive out front of NRG Center. So there's so much great things happening with all of the manufacturers and the local dealers coming up to support the event.
So, in other words, you're going to kind of push back a little bit on the boat show square footage and take over some more square footage for the car show?
Yeah, I think there'll be a visible, we're still dividing NRG Center half and half,
Right.
but there'll be a visible difference in how many vehicles are on the show floor compared to last year, for sure.
Awesome. Well, that's great news, and congratulations, because I know it's been an awful hard road to try to get these manufacturers to come back, because let's face it, prior to this year, they've really been struggling, hurting financially, no cars on the lots, that sort of thing, but guess what? They're back!
Yeah, that's what we're trying to shout and make sure that people know that this is going to be a whole new year. And the boat show has great things coming too. They have a packed floor plan with hundreds of dealers with boats, lots of outdoor activities. And we're still in the works on building this, but I'm going to bring it up anyway because I think it's definitely going to happen. I'm excited about it. We're working with Texas Parks and Wildlife, and we're going to do a towing course out in the parking lot.
Oh, very cool.
So you can sign up and register for a time slot and go through a little lesson on how to tow a boat or a trailer with something on it, and using the new technology in the trucks today.
Now
Let's
bring this up, because I think that it's important for those that are real show goers that Houston Auto Show does not have dealers trying to sell cars there. However, the boat show, it's really supplied by the dealers, and they are there, and they want you to buy their boats.
Right.
Correct.
So
correct.
there's a different mindset for both.
Yeah, if you're going to the boat show, you're hopefully planning on buying a boat and getting a good deal that day. I was just with a boat dealer shooting a TV interview last week, and he said, oh, yeah, we've got so much inventory. We're able to offer some great incentives on boats at this show. And with the interest rates dropping, hopefully more in the new year, people are going to be ready to buy boats. So that's the great place to do it.
And this is the time to buy because of those reasons. Plus, you're not in the boating season right now. So get all that prepared. And then when springtime comes, you can put it in the water.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, so we got Camp Jeep coming back. How about those folks over there at Ram? What are they doing?
The Ram truck experience is not coming back this year. It'll just be the Jeep experience this time. So that left us with some amount of space to try to fill as well, because we were holding space for that. And we actually have some really cool exhibits coming that are different. It's not OEM based, but NASA is bringing 3 space rovers that they will be sending to the moon and to Mars. And this will be the first time to see space vehicles,
That's
all
cool.
3 of these vehicles in one place. And there'll be some virtual reality experiences that they have of driving these rovers, and space suits, and some really cool things to look at. So NASA has, stepped up to be a really great partner for this year, and we're both really excited to have this exhibit at the event.
Have you purchased a ticket for Wyatt to get on one of those and maybe make a moon launch or something?
No, but I did promise my chairman that his son could come watch the move-in of the rovers into NRG Center, because they're electric, so they're remote control operated.
So if you're doing a towing exercise, maybe have a towing exercise with one of the rovers.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I can promise you that. But I will say this, that when they make those moves generally from NASA Ellington Air Force Base over to NRG, they kind of have a major police presence as an escort service over there. And it's a big deal. I mean, it really is. And to see those things going down the freeway, hopefully I'll have a chance to fly over it when it's coming in and be able to see it.
Oh, that's a good idea. That would be cool to see. Yeah, it's really, we're very excited about it. And then the U.S. Army also reached out to us, and they're bringing a big gaming truck so that kids can do video games inside this truck and learn about how you can use your gaming skills in the Army today with that technology that exists. And we're also building a remote control race car track that you can play and race your friends and family on. And we'll have the traditional classic car section too. So there's a lot of really fun stuff. My 10-year-old is on the other side of the computer cheering because he hasn't heard of all this stuff at the auction. He is really excited.
Well, I will tell you this, as a daughter dad, I will tell you that I would love for him to pull me around, and I want to watch his experience in doing all these fun things. You get to see it in, when you're in the throes of raising children, you kind of lose track of the fact that this is really cool. And you'll look back later in life and go, yeah, I remember that. We had so much fun. And to see, I've got a 2-year-old grandson now, and I can't wait. Took him to see the great big locomotive that came through town here a month or so ago.
Oh, yeah.
And he's still talking about that at 2 years old. So you can imagine. And to see a 10-year-old immersed in all of the car stuff that's going on out there ought to be pretty special. Okay, how much are the tickets?
So tickets right now are on sale until the end of the year. So if you're planning on going or you want some stocking stuffers, get them. I think they're $15 right now. So get those tickets early. They'll be $20 at the door. And then starting in the new year, we have some specials on family 4-packs too this year, which we haven't done before. So
and what is it, 5 and under get in free? How's that work?
Correct. Kids under 5 are free. And we're also bringing a military discount, 20% off military discount when you come to the show and buy your tickets at the event.
Wow.
With your
well, what about Pop Pop? Old Pop Pop here needs a discount.
You're still walking around just fine.
Is that how you judge them when they come walking up to the door? So I know what you're saying is I need to get my walker out and hobble up there a little bit.
Oh, no. Also, don't forget we have the VIP party that we have, adjusted for the general public to come. So that VIP night is the night before the show opens to the general public. So that'll be January 28th, Tuesday, January 28th. And the tickets are $75. So you can get those online now as well under VIP on our Houston Auto Show page. And you're going to get entertainment, lots of special surprises. And we're doing a tribute to Mr. Tony Gullo Sr., who was our chairman of 43 years and passed away earlier this year. Mm-hmm. So we'll have a night at the museum with some of his special vehicles from his own private collection there on display.
And, he had quite the collection of classics, hot rods, everything that you can imagine. And it was a real honor and pleasure to be invited, because it was an invitation-only kind of thing, to go up there to his museum. I assume that it's still working and running, but if you get a chance to see any of Tony Gullo's cars, do that. Yeah, most definitely.
And this will be the night to see that for sure. So that'll be Tuesday, January 28th, a $75 VIP ticket. Also, no kids. So all of those that complain about kids on the weekends at the auto show.
So $75, does that get you food and booze too?
Yes, food and booze included. Yeah. And valet parking.
Wow. Really? Wow.
It's a good night out.
I was just going to say, that's a bargain.
Yeah, they lose money when you show up.
Yeah, and if I show up.
It's the 28th, you said? It's a Tuesday?
That's Tuesday the 28th. And then we open to the public on January 29th through February 2nd this year.
Okay. So 5 days?
5 days.
5 days.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Well, I wish you well with things to try to come up with for your family at Christmas.
Well, here's something I just thought of. Since we're doing the boat backing up and driving with it, why not have a driver's education course? Get some of these folks in maybe a breakout session and take a written test. And see how many people.
Oh, I'm going to sign up for that.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And we'll have to give away tickets to the people that actually pass, and so we'll give away how many few tickets.
I was just going to say
2 or 3 of them would be plenty.
2 or 3, yeah.
Particularly if there's a turn signal question on there.
Oh boy.
Oh wait.
Just an idea.
Here's Don Armstrong. What? 35 on the test? No. Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. I'll embarrass myself on that one probably.
But you do have a really big parking lot out there for the trailering training. So, if you had like a pseudo boat ramp, it'd be a lot of fun to watch people try and back that boat down the ramp.
Orange cones work great. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not like going downhill backwards.
You're right.
Yeah, I wonder what the event insurance would look like for that.
I can only imagine.
But you have to take a driver's test
Just
first.
the slip and fall alone would be worth the price of admission. Rochelle, it's always great to talk to you.
Same, guys. I can't wait to see you at the automotive.
Yeah, you too. And let us know if you need anything in the meantime. And we look forward to seeing you in the end of January.
Same. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. Thanks.
Hey, if you download our app to your phone, you have access to In Wheel Time Car Talk 24/7. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk in the App Store. And check us out on the Odyssey Radio app, where you can stream us in your car. Podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. We also video stream our weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com, 10 to noon Central Time every Saturday morning. And we look forward to having you join in the fun. Mm-hmm. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will continue right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there, too. We hope to see you then.
Hello.
This is
Airball.
This is that 1960 mixer that I've got down here that I've got to work with, so it gets a little scratchy sometimes.
Is
when
that
you
why
don't
there's
use it.
sequins on it?
Yeah, that's it. Today's In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is sponsored by Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex, Gulf Coast Auto Shield, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories. Be sure and support them through your ride. All right, time now for the cruise-in and events calendars. And Mr. Jeffrey, we always need more Jeff
We do.
Zekin.
But first, how about these decorations? Look at this.
Yeah.
Are we ready for Christmas or not? We are.
Well,
Look at this.
courtesy of Kathy Zekin and Leslie Anikietico, who came in last night while I was trying to recover.
Okay, but this is the In-Wheel Time Women's Auxiliary did this.
Yes.
Yep.
The In-Wheel Time, yes.
And if you want to become part of the auxiliary membership, just be a lady. There you go.
And if you really want to be an official one, just email us, Don at nwheeltime.com, and I'll get you fixed up.
There you go. All right, Clear Lake Cars and Coffee. This is part of a ministry outreach group for Grace Church. They've got one going on, and this is for the 21st, so this is next weekend. All cars and trucks rides are invited to attend the third Saturday of every month, so this is a continuation thing going every month. It's at 14505 Gulf Freeway. It is going from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. down there next Saturday. And then we got the Texas Hope Car Show and Truck Festival. Don walks behind me.
Smile.
This is December 21st also from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Heights Baptist Church located at 1591 County Road 144 in Alvin, Texas.
Alvin,
Texas. They got Christmas tree theme, bounce houses, all kinds of stuff going on with Santa and Mrs. Claus going on there. That's at 1591 County Road 144 in Alvin from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then, of course, my favorite, the meetup in Willis next Sunday. Be there. It's at the D&M True Value, Montgomery, Willis, Texas. Starts at 3 p.m. There you go.
Alvin!
And
I heard a lot of those from the, when was that, the 60s or the 50s?
No, it was 60s.
60s.
They
came
Alvin and the
back.
Chipmunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they had a Christmas song, and it gets played a lot
Yeah.
with Dave.
Dave.
Okay. All right. Why don't we do some headlines, shall
Okay,
we?
we shall.
I was looking at the automotive show. This is the kind of press release. Mm-hmm. It says it's from Rochelle Salinas, so she sent me this. And interesting. So Bentley, Bugatti, Buick, Cadillac, Chevy, Dodge, Ford, GMC, Honda, Hyundai, Ineos. You got an Ineos or an Audios?
Mine's an Ineos.
Infiniti, Jeep, Kia, Lexus, Lincoln, Lotus, Mazda, Nissan, Rolls-Royce, Subaru, Toyota, and Volkswagen will all be at the Houston Auto Show.
Whoa. There's no Buick?
Buick was up front.
Was it?
Right up front, BMW, Bugatti, Buick.
Okay.
In the
I'm sorry.
B's. It was
And
in the
in the
B's?
B's.
The
Okay,
B's.
so
This is in alphabetical order.
Would you really rather have a Buick?
No, you would. You got one. And apparently you like it.
Did I tell you I got a Buick, Mike?
I heard a rumor that you got a Buick, or it was written on the bathroom wall. I'm not sure.
Hey, get this. Amazon is expanding, if they need to, the availability of its car shopping marketplace to consumers in 48 cities across the United States, including Los Angeles, Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, Miami, and New York. The platform, called Amazon Autos, will enable shoppers to browse, order, finance, and schedule pickup of a new Hyundai vehicle via the retail giant's familiar retail ecosystem. That's what they call it, an ecosystem. Hyundai is Amazon's launch partner, but it expects to add more brands as the program grows. While the retailer is building the platform to facilitate new vehicle sales, Amazon said dealers will remain on the forefront of each transaction. So order your car, then they'll say go to this dealer and go pick it up, and there you go.
Yeah, I was looking for a 65 Impala SS.
No, this is not that. No.
But yeah, it wasn't on there.
No, it's not. That's not this.
And I was looking on it for Prime. I wanted it Prime delivered.
I thought you were looking for a Corvette.
Well, I can't afford a Corvette.
Okay. Well, I thought you had one.
That's not true. Yes, you can.
I thought Emmons had one for you.
Let me tell you something.
No, they sold it.
There are so many used cars of every make, model, type, everything that you could imagine that's out there. Just do a Google search, and it'll pull up all sorts of stuff. You'd be amazed. I have a friend of mine that I work with. He's been looking for a 65 Corvette. He wants a resto mod, okay? He does not want an all original. He doesn't want to pay the price on it, but he will pay the price for a really nice resto mod. Completely redone, new frame off, if you want to call it that.
Right.
Late model motor.
A driver.
A driver. That's
Gotta
right.
be a
So
driver.
I told him, I said, that, good. So you get that thing, come to the Hot Rod Tour with us, and you'll be the star.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's lots of them on the Hot Rod Tour.
Yeah, I saw one. I don't remember exactly if that was the year, but it was like 46,000. I thought, damn, that's cheap.
Yeah, it is.
But that's what it was. It was a resto mod. It had late model 350, crate motor and some other things on it.
Right.
Or just, go to one of the Mecum auctions if you can do that, or, Barrett's type thing. Probably pay a little bit more money, but still.
And,
There are gonna be a lot of
I think
restorations,
that Mecum has there's a curiosity draw to Mecum. It's always fun to go to Mecum,
Yes.
look at the floor, and see what's going to come up across the auction block. The only issue is, unless you are really good about marrying what the car is worth and the current presentation that you're looking at, you got to really know what to look for on the car. Are you buying an original? Are you buying something that maybe has been resto modded that you don't know? Have they put, Chinese fenders on it to make it look spiffy and a new paint job? You got to know those things so you don't overpay. Sometimes you can run across stuff and you will be amazed at the bargain price you're going to get because they just want to get rid of the car.
Well, first of all, you got to know what you're doing. If you're going to do that, you're going to do your research before you're going to go.
That's right.
Just got to do that.
Yeah, and you can also hire somebody like Michael Wooding to come out there.
That's
and
what
say,
I would
"Look,
do.
I got a couple of cars I want to check out. I see that they're going to be there.
Come go with me. I'll pay you whatever it is, $500 or something.
Yeah.
Meet you there, buy you the ticket. We'll go in, and I got a couple of cars picked out I want to look at. You tell me whether they're worth it.
Don't
or
they
not.
offer books like a catalog prior to
Usually,
that as well?
yes. Yes,
Yeah.
usually they do.
So you get a pretty good idea of what's going to be there ahead of time, so you can make some arrangements.
Get
like
your fancy going, and then you go look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Great news, at least my estimation is, Ram CEO Tim Kuniskis says he came back to Stellantis because he missed the fight during a 6-month retirement from the automaker. Kuniskis made his first media appearance December 10th. Since coming back to lead the truck brand during a preview of freshened heavy-duty pickups arriving in early 2025. Kuniskis was CEO of Ram and Dodge when he retired June 1st. Thank you, Carl. What I told you, that car company was getting ready to go down the toilet into bankruptcy if they didn't get rid of this guy. Oh, he's not going to retire until 2026. Well, the car brand will be gone because
It
he's
was
ruining
swirling.
it.
It was swirling in the commode. It was already started.
So Tim said he said he's tough to be focused on the auto business for 32 years and then suddenly stopped. Retirement was enjoyable for about 2 weeks, he said, but then you're bored to death, which is something that I worry about. Kuniskis often called his former colleagues during the same time away to ask what was happening with the business. He says, I missed the fight. I was bored and I missed the fight. He returned a week after Carl resigned as Stellantis CEO on December 1st. And as Ram battles back from a slow 2024, the brand's U.S. sales fell 24% in the first 9 months of the year. Kuniskis said that he feels dealers' pain, but that the situation is getting better every day. He said Ram has a lot of work to do and still has thousands of orders in a backlog it needs to catch up on. I saw a commercial that ran yesterday, as a matter of fact, where they're offering not only what the rebate is, but they're also offering a $2,000 rebate bonus if you'll sell your Ford pickup truck to them and buy the Ram.
Yeah, if you're a conversion, they will give you a little extra bump.
Wow.
You know, we talked to Kuniskis several times back whenever he was with Dodge, and, you know, he's a car guy through and through.
That's correct.
And you know, I know how it was when I was at AT&T and the reasons I left a little bit early, and I can totally sympathize with him leaving, and I understand completely why he came back.
I just hope that the trend continues, and the one guy that I really want to come back is
Jim Morrison.
Jim Morrison.
With Jeep.
Jeep. Well, he was the Jeep guy.
Yeah.
And then they moved him around to different places, and they finally said, we don't need you anymore.
Well, but
How'd that go for you?
Yeah.
How'd that go for you?
Yeah. Like what's sitting out there in the driveway.
Mike rolled up in a very interesting Jeep. And it wasn't so much the Jeep that was the eye-opener that you're going to review in a couple of weeks, I assume.
Probably next week. I got a little hold up on one of the trucks.
So we're going to give you a little preview right now. It is a 2025.
Correct.
2025 Jeep Wrangler 392.
Oh.
And the price is
$108.
Hubba.
for a Wrangler. Are you kidding me? I told Mike, I said, so go buy you a 10, 15-year-old Wrangler.
Drop a big block in it.
Drop a Hellcat in it.
There you go.
Drop
got
anything in
conversion
it.
kits.
Make it your own.
Yeah.
That's what I'd do. $108,000 for a Wrangler? You've got to be kidding me.
Go rock crawling in it.
And I had to turn the exhaust down
of course.
when I left this morning because they want to wake up all the neighbors. But it's a lot of fun.
Potato.
Now we have a story for Jeff. General Motors remains committed to autonomy, including in personally owned vehicles, CEO Mary Barra said. But the automaker's pivot away from its Cruise robotaxi business reflects its need to stay agile in a changing industry. Barra wouldn't say how soon personal self-driving vehicles could enter the market, noting that developing the technology has taken longer than expected since they all crashed into each other. But that said, it's our vision, she said. In 2022, Barra outlined the goal of introducing a personal autonomous vehicle by the middle of the decade. Ask her how the Cruise technology has worked for her.
Yeah, I'm not a believer in that at
Cruise
all.
robotaxi.
No,
remember, they all ran into
Yep.
each other. They all met at the same intersection and ran into each
Blasted
other.
their horns.
I got a cousin that travels quite a bit. He's been a couple of places where the taxis did not have drivers. He said it was a little
Eerie.
yeah, at first, but you know, once you know, they're all short drives, just a few blocks or a couple of miles or something like that. You know, like around downtown Austin, is one of them, and he got pretty comfortable with it.
Okay.
Don't know about going out on the highway like if you were 40 miles from the airport to town.
I don't think
you
they're
know.
ready for that, though, yet.
Well,
Who knows?
I certainly don't know. Well, got the automotive show to look forward to. Let's see what we got coming up next half hour, shall we? I know that I'm going to review the Mazda CX-5, but in addition to that, we're going to do the Hemming Sold Car Roundup fun, and we're going to do some recalls. So,
Which you can play at home.
You can play along.
Play along at home.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got some people that do.
And, you know, you can subscribe to the show as well because we love our subscribers. If you're a subscriber, we'll send Mike to your house to make you breakfast or wash your car or something like that. So there are perks. There are perks to that.
Always. Hey, we'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues after this.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbeau, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show brings you great guest interviews each week from manufacturers and suppliers to the aftermarket, racers, enthusiasts, and other friends just like you and me who love to talk about all things automotive. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show takes it to the road, too, with remotes at popular cruise-ins and shows. In Wheel Time's live video and audio stream can be found on the Odyssey radio app, YouTube, Facebook, and InWheelTime.com every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. Or grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider.
From the Sugar Shack Studios in Texas, USA, this is the award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, recalls, Hemmings sold car roundup, and other stuff.
Other stuff.
That's the most important.
Reach into your bag of stuff.
I'll also give you my thoughts on driving the 2025 Mazda CX-5, and Jeff has the Motor Minute. That and more on this segment of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks so much for joining on this Saturday. If you're watching live, thank you. If you're listening live, thank you. If you're listening on a podcast, thank you.
You betcha.
Yeah. So what happens is when we finish the show, then Mr. Mars takes the whole show home on a little thumb drive, and then he busts it up into 30-minute little podcasts.
Vignettes? Is it Vignettes.
Well, you can call it vignettes.
Vignette.
Depends on where you are.
Sure.
I've been watching a lot of Emerald Cooks.
Here we go.
And I've gotten a lot of Cajun in me here lately.
Uh-oh.
There's that.
Okay.
Time now for some of the recalls that are going on out there. Oh, getting hit up on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, I hear something somewhere.
Yeah, it's like our Facebook crew is going, you idiot. Yes, I will readily admit that. I can't help it, but I am. Oh, very nice.
There you go.
David, George, Jeff, Mike, it's a big thing. Anyway, so here are the recalls. You ready? A missing seat limiter, meaning that if you slide the seat up or you slide the seat back, electric or manual, it doesn't stop. It just goes right off the track. Can you imagine? Honey, I need to push the seat back just a little bit. As the light turned green, and you'll wind up in the back seat.
Row.
It saves pushing that little red button for
the
ejection.
Chrysler Pacifica and Chrysler Voyager for the year 2024. The tailgate may open while you're driving.
No.
On the Chevrolet Silverados and GMC Sierras, the heavy duties 2500 and 3500 for the model year 2024. Then we're going to go back because you have to go back. It's like, playing the golden oldies. Ram 25, 35, 45, 5500 from 2017 to 2018. Loss of ABS traction control from module failure. Now, here's a real problem. The Audi A7, the Audi Q5, 22, 23. The high voltage battery may overheat and catch fire. That's a problem.
Thermal event. Barbecue.
Yeah. Always go to safercar.gov. You can go to NHTSA as well. There's a place in there you can type in your VIN number. And that VIN number, by the way, can be found up there in the windshield in front of the driver.
Correct.
Or
Yep.
you can find it probably in your pocket or on your phone with your car insurance.
Right. On the door, glove box.
Yeah,
It's
so
in a
you
lot of places.
Just punch in that number,
Yep.
and you'll be able to tell whether or not your car has been recalled without us having to
It's a
tell you.
peace of mind thing.
It's a piece of something.
Peace of mind. You got to, rest assured that you're going to check and make sure you got no recalls.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and you don't want to have the car catch fire in the garage while you're asleep at 3 o'clock in the morning, and the car's out there charging. Or not. It could just catch fire.
Yeah.
Well, everybody thinks, well, that's just a battery thing. No. I remember very well where, fuel lines would leak or somebody didn't put the fuel filter on that's underneath the hood right, and it leaked drip, 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 drip. And you pull into the driveway, into the garage, and you shut the thing off and go inside. And it just takes nothing to set the gasoline on fire, and there goes up the whole car and maybe the house too.
Well, the fumes are what explodes.
Exactly. A lot of people think it's the, I don't have the gas
liquid.
on me. No. It's the fumes and
It's
the liquid
combustible.
feeds the fumes.
Exactly.
Hemmings sold car.
Oh
roundup.
boy, here we go. Let me get my scorecard.
Yeah. Now, I spent some time deciding which cars I'm going to, because there's probably, I don't know, at least 2-3 dozen cars.
Oh, boy.
On a weekly basis, but I don't use all of them.
Trying to
I use the ones that I
No.
think that, stand out for whatever reason. So our first car up, this is guessing how much the car actually sold for. Now, I don't go into a lot of detail about the car other than the year, make, and model, okay? Now, whether it's a rust bucket or whatever it is, I don't know that. I could find that out
You're
by
not going to
clicking
find
on
a
it.
rust bucket on Hemmings.
No.
You don't know that. It's not true.
I'll bet you. They vet those things pretty well.
But as long as you tell the truth, hey, it's got some rust on it, you're good to go.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think you'll find a rusted bucket.
Well, here's our first one.
Okay.
A 1974 Pontiac Trans Am. It looks like it's in stock condition. It's either red or orange. It has the single headlights on it. Okay? And that's it. 74 Pontiac Trans Am. Looks good. Looks cool. Looks very clean. How much do you think that that's sold for?
I'm going to go 18.
Are you? Mm-hmm. I was going to go 22.
Well, you missed it by a bunch. $74,550.
So it's not a rust bucket.
My guess is no, it's not.
All right.
Now, one that may be a rust bucket, 74.
Single headlight. Yeah, it's a nice little car.
It is.
But still.
Here's one. This is for Jeff, because Jeff is a Cadillac queen.
You bet.
So this here is a 1975 Cadillac Eldorado convertible, and it's kind of copper colored.
Ooh.
And it's got those big, ugly hubcaps on it that cover the whole wheel.
They're called wheel covers, not hubcaps.
Whatever.
For the price of them, they're wheel covers.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, for the price you're going to wind up paying.
Don't encourage them.
Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. How much do you think that car sold for?
God, it's a beautiful car. I've driven those too, 75. I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I don't have a clue. I was going to kind of feed off of what you said. I would put it up 38 for some reason.
I'm going to go $9,000.
For a convertible?
It sold for $14,175.
So we're tweeners. We're not bad.
I wasn't even close.
There you go.
Yeah, if you cut mine in half, we were 20
And there's that Pontiac.
Well, that's
Now,
what I thought it was.
I will
Yeah.
tell you that I, at one time,
I've driven
owned
those.
a 1957 Chevrolet pickup truck. And the problem with going back that far today is unless it's been completely restored, rust is a major issue. You don't know where it's been. This particular truck looks really nice. It's got some real ugly wheels, and wheels are... I don't like tires that stick out of the fender wells.
Yeah.
So they put
So these-
wheels on there that the tires stick out
Do
of the
these
fender
look
wells.
like mudders, off-road, or?
I don't know.
Okay.
Some crap. 1959
I think it's a technical term. isn't it?
Chevrolet 3100. So it's a heavy duty.
That's why the big tires.
No, that's dumb is what that is. It has nothing to do with the tires. A Chevy heavy duty 59 3100. What do you think that sold for?
I'm gonna
that
say-
looks really good. I'm going to tell you right now. It's orange, real clean. Doesn't look like any big modifications other than those tires and wheels. But my guess is somebody's probably dropped a V8 in it if it didn't have one in it
Right.
already.
14 and not a penny more.
I would go up around 20.
$43,050.
We're just a little off.
So,
on
so I'm
that
going to think that there's been a Camaro subframe put under it.
Something,
and
Something.
Disc brakes all the way
one. Those are
around.
really expensive tires that stick out.
But that's one of those vehicles that you really have to want a Resto Mod, if that's what it is. A Resto Mod.
Gotta be.
Heavy duty pickup
why,
truck.
why that 59 Resto Mod? Why? I just don't understand it.
Well, that's back to the single headlights, isn't it?
No, it's
dual?
it's
Still duals?
twin headlights, yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I'd
know.
find better ways to spend.
All right, here's one. 1970 Chevrolet El Camino. My daughters don't understand that car at all. They said,
lot
Dad,
of
that
people
is the
don't.
ugliest thing I've ever seen in
That
my
is the
entire life.
only 70 model is the only vehicle hot rod that my wife thinks looks good. She said she would drive a 70 model.
Well, we're going to
I-
buy this for her today.
Yeah, I love
I appreciate it.
I love the El Camino, especially that 1970
Christmas
model.
is coming.
This looks like an SS model.
Ooh.
So it's gold. It's got the black vinyl top on it, and it's got black stripes on it. It's gold.
It's got cowl induction.
It does look like it has cowl induction, and it's got the stock Super Sport wheels on it. So it looks really with trim rings and all that.
Doesn't say anything about an LS6 in there anywhere.
It doesn't say anything about that.
The information you get.
I will give you this piece of paper, and you can look it up online. But it's already been sold. What do you think it's sold for?
41.
This isn't Jeopardy. You've only got a little bit of
I got to be at work
I'm
Monday.
gonna go 35.
47,250.
Ooh.
Okay, well, it's not an LS6.
Close
I can tell you
enough.
All right,
Okay,
since we're in the 50s here, since we're in the 50s, let's stay in the 50s for one more. A 1958 Chevrolet Impala that was featured in American Graffiti, if you remember correctly.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
this particular car, but
that
it's that
style.
model.
That white, yeah.
It's a two-door. It's an Impala, so it's the big loaded up one. This one is red with a white top, and it's got big wide whites on it. Looks all stock. Looks really good. Okay, what do you think that's sold for?
That's yours first.
Yeah, I would put it up around 28.
I was going to go 17.
42,000.
Wow, we are off today.
Way off.
Yeah, you are.
but there could be three deuces sitting underneath that.
Yeah, you
hood.
don't know.
There's a couple of things that could drive it up a little bit more.
They didn't offer three deuces in 1958, did they?
I think they did.
Did they?
On the Impala.
When
yeah.
did they bring the 409 out?
She's real fine. My
What
409.
year was that?
I think that was like 62.
Yeah,
Was it
I believe
60?
you're right.
I mean,
yeah.
they had the 348. I think they had the 348 and the 327 in 58. I'd have to look.
I'm not
Yeah.
that big of an aficionado of
No,
that
not
model year. That thing is a boat, and it weighs about 10 tons.
That's okay.
1983 Jeep CJ8 Scrambler. Remember the Scrambler?
Yeah.
It's
Then what you're
basic.
driving?
This one here is a little pickup
100
truck.
grand.
Yeah. So it's got the cab up front,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's got the truck bed in the back. The CJ8 Scrambler, 1983. It looks completely stock. It's even got those white wagon wheels on it. It's got
Spokes.
butter tires
Yeah.
on it.
I'm going to go 11, and that's high.
No, I was going to go 28.
With a Scrambler?
They
It's
didn't
kind of
make that
rare.
many of 'em,
No,
yeah.
they didn't. They sold for $27,825.
Oh, good for you,
I got
Mark.
close to
You got
this one.
I'm going to give that to you.
Thank you.
Here's one for you, Jeff. 1973 Mercury Cougar XR7.
Oh, ho, ho.
Now, this is
71?
generally speaking, it is a rare car. 73 Mercury Cougar XR7.
Oh,
And this is a convertible. It's red.
XR7 was the luxury version, the XR plate luxury version.
It's red. Convertible is white. Convertible top is white. Got the
Oh.
top down. Looks like it's got a combo red-white.
I'm going to go
interior.
27, and I have no clue, but I'm going to go 27. It's a beautiful car, I'm sure.
It is.
I'd go 35.
16.8.
Not even close
I know.
today.
The interesting thing here is that there's really no rhyme or reason to these prices that I can see. Somebody wanted that car and was willing to pay that price
Right.
to get it.
Right.
Because that's a lot of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
1965 International Scout, because they're about ready to bring the Scout back out.
Yeah.
Well, this is one of the original 65 International Scout, white in color. It's a resto mod. It's got some modifications to it. Unfortunately, it still has those really ugly, big mirrors on the side of it. I don't know why you'd keep those on there if you're going to resto mod it, but whatever. To each his own. It's got a black, shall we say, a convertible top, but I don't know what it is.
Soft top or
It's a
cloth
soft top, yeah. It's got the plastic windows in it. 65 International Scout. There you go.
32.
32. Mars?
No, I'm going to go with 46.
20. 20. Now, here's one that you two should really
can't
zoom
believe
in
that.
on. You should really zoom in on. Okay? A 1971 Volkswagen Beetle, that light blue color. They must have made a bajillion of those.
Sort of like what they've got at Pro-Am.
Yes.
Yes.
But this one is a hard top, or
Okay.
yeah, it's a coupe, obviously. And it's got some sort of package on it where they had the black stripe down along the door,
Yeah,
bottom of the door.
sport or racing
yeah,
package,
some
whatever the
Stinger
case.
or whatever they wanted
Does
to
it
call
have any kind of like wheels?
No,
special
that's
wheels?
all stock.
Okay. I'm going to go 12.
12. Ours?
No, I'm going to go 18 on it.
$7,700.
Jeez.
You guys are terrible today.
I know.
I know.
Now, here's one for me.
It's end of year sale prices I can't keep up with.
It looks like a rust bucket.
Oh, at least he gets honest about it.
And it's got the trailer behind it.
What is it?
It's a 1958 Mack B42, which is basically a tractor, if you will. Not a tractor, not a farm tractor, but a tractor.
Semi-truck tractor.
Correct. But this is a 58 model. It's a rust bucket. There's no paint unless it's rust brown.
Is it a cab over?
No. You want to see it?
No.
COE.
Still have no idea.
Yeah, well,
No, it's not a COE.
No, it's not a COE. I'm going to go. Does the trailer come with it?
Yeah.
What's in the trailer?
I don't know. that I don't know.
I'm going to go $4,000. I don't know. I have no idea about a back.
Bars?
Beef.
No,
54.
somebody that would want it. I would
12.6.
Oh well, I was
I was going to bail you out because you're going to about to embarrass yourself.
Yeah. Again.
Now,
It's twice this hour.
you know, there are companies out there that build really cool replica cars. I know that they build a lot of dune buggies based on the original one, but they're
Manx,
not the original. This is a 1933 Factory 5.
Ah,
Are you familiar with Factory 5?
No,
big
I'm not.
name.
This particular car looks like the car that was featured in the ZZ Top album,
California
Eliminator.
Kid,
The
those kind of
Eliminator,
things.
okay.
Except this one is silver. Okay, and it's got I would buy this car.
Hence 5 meaning 5 window?
I think so, but that's the name of the company.
No, yeah, they build AC Cobra replicas. They
Oh,
build, they build
okay,
a lot.
okay.
Of
I
It's
don't know anything
it's
about
a fiberglass car.
Yeah.
You go first. I have no
They'll
idea.
sell you the whole car or the kit. and everything.
33 Factory 5. Don't know.
I'm going to say 40.
Close.
I'm going to go 41.
31.5.
Because if I
And I
remember
want
right,
you to look at it, and you can see Don Armstrong behind the wheel of that.
yeah. If I remember right, the rolling kit on it's like 19, and then you start adding wheels and what all you want on
Where
top of
did
that.
we see one? We saw a couple of these recently. Can't remember which remote we did, but they were convertibles. They were not
The
high top.
Roadsters.
The
Out there
Roadsters.
at Woody's. The
And I
Bruce's Roadster
I got a
shop
feeling
is
the
out
top
there.
comes off.
Yeah, probably removable hard.
Yeah.
Okay, very
But
cool.
it's very cool. I could do that.
How did you
easily.
score at home? Did anybody get them? Let us know. Send Mike an email and let us know how you
Or
did on
just-
that.
Yeah, because we didn't do very good.
Because I
Send
think
Mike
everybody
some-
out there probably won.
Send Mike some ugly words.
There you go.
Yes, please. Some words of anything.
Where are we at? What's going on
It's
here?
time for us to take a little quick break.
Okay.
You can catch the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on InWheelTime.com and the Odyssey Radio app. We also video stream our weekly show on Facebook, YouTube at InWheelTime.com. When we come back, Mr. Mars is going to tell you how the Odyssey Radio app works because he had to explain it to me. Podcasts available from your favorite podcast provider. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will continue right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We hope to see you then.
We were just talking about the Hot Rod Tour of Texas. I know that they got the dates up there. So
I believe they've announced tickets available.
Well,
I didn't think they had because they haven't announced the route yet. People are asking about that.
That's true.
For hotels.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Maybe I misunderstood because they announced the dates, I believe, but I thought they were announcing.
Yeah, they're still
tickets
trying
available.
to finalize the route, but it is going to start. in
my guess
Victoria
is they've
again.
already got it.
Yeah,
They've already got the route all down.
They're
It's all
confirming,
been planned. And
fine-tuning it.
they're waiting for the first of the year to announce it.
Fine tuning it.
Yeah, because it'll go quick.
They're probably going to
Yeah.
go right through here, right down his driveway, and
Well, that's what we thought. You know, that little covered street over there by the canal with trees
you got
over
the
it.
church
It looks
parking lot
yeah.
behind us, and
Don could serve tea in the afternoon.
his
Hot
little
dogs.
lemonade stand out there.
Yeah.
Hot dogs,
Hot dogs, good ones, footlongs
always.
with chili.
All right. Time now for the Motor Minute. Jeff always has that.
The Motor Minute is just something that the people, y'all out there driving Christmas, slow down. If you're in an area by a shopping mall, you don't need to do 500 miles an hour to get to a parking spot. Be patient. Do all that. Second thing on the Motor Minute is Fast Jack Beckman will be in the John Force ride for next year.
Yes.
They've announced that this past week. So that's a cool thing. God bless John, and you'd hate to see that him, retiring out of this in
He hasn't
that fashion.
said that.
He hasn't said it, but I think maybe there's under consideration. So for 2025, Jack Beckman will be in the car. So two things. Congratulate the Force team and slow down. It's holidays. You don't want to be in a accident.
And to that end, let me just say this. It's so funny because when the weekend or get closer to the weekend, traffic usually gets lighter, especially on Friday.
Right.
And it seems like that is the green light to speed and go as fast as you friggin' can.
Yep.
And I don't get it. And that's when so many really bad accidents happen. The old stupid thing about speed kills, it's true.
And and this nonsense about fighting over parking spot. That's just
What is that?
get some exercise. Park a little further away. Maybe walk off that.
I do that all the time.
Or
I do that all the time. I'm not going to fight for a park. Hey, there's no parking over here? Fine, I'll park down by the Walgreens. I
And
don't
if you
have
got a
problem
nice
with
car,
that.
you don't want to be next to a door from some knucklehead or some hoopty beater.
You know where I changed my attitude about that? When I was doing the drag racing thing.
Yep.
Because, most of the drag racing teams had one or two scooters, the guys that needed to go from here all the way over there.
in a hurry, or to get there in a certain time.
Whatever. And the owner said, no, we're not going to do that. You need the exercise. Get out there and walk. I walked every track. I can't tell you how many miles every weekend I walked. Mm-hmm. And I still walk today.
You're going to be walking if you're going to the mall or some outdoor activity. You're going to walk there anyway. So
Why does everybody want to park so close?
why does everybody want to speed? Because I'm on the road every week. You know that.
I do.
So
Yeah.
it's nonsense. Calm down, people. Mike's
New
going to come
car-
get you.
New car review. I had a chance to drive the Mazda CX-5 for 2025. This car was built in Hiroshima, Japan.
All right.
Available trim levels, 2.5S, 2.5S Select, 2.5S Preferred, 2.5S Carbon Edition, 2.5 Premium Plus, 2.5 Carbon Turbo, 2.5 Turbo Premium, 2.5 Turbo Signature.
It's wrong.
Honest to God, really?
Yeah, really. That's amazing.
Do we need to have the 2.5?
I don't know.
How about Select, Preferred, Carbon Fiber? Well, why would you have to?
They need some chrome across the back to so they put the name back there.
Well, I drove the 2.5 Turbo Signature.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. But that's what the Monroney said. This is a 5-passenger small SUV. This was all new in 2017. You're saying, well, wait a minute. This is an old, long in the tooth thing. Well, yes, it is, but it's their most popular vehicle still. Mm-hmm. Now, it's going to be phased out soon, but it is still for sale. And its replacement is the CX-50. Duh.
Well, I'm telling you, just what we got on the screen right there. That's a nice car that any family could use to drive around town. I mean, it just looks good.
Mm-hmm. Although it may be an older design, it's still one of the best looking in its class.
It works, it
I
does.
think. Familiar shark nose grille with a very nice squinty headlight design up front.
Slots, yeah.
Yeah. Big wheel openings with wheels and tires that fill the void. Rounded rear hatch with nice lighting. What I liked about it, the overall looks get high design marks in my opinion. What could use improvement? Well, they haven't changed it since 2017, so why mess with a good thing? It's kind of like for years and years and years, Jeep had the wonderful Jeep Grand Cherokee. They made no changes to it. They sold every one that they made. Obviously, if you start changing, jacking with stuff, that's when you really roll the dice. So don't. Just keep it going. Interior highlights, sharp-looking design inside, too, with high-quality surfaces. Infotainment screen sits atop the dash. Not a big fan, but remember, this is 2017 design. Mm-hmm. Second row seat is a little tight as far as leg room is concerned. Cargo trunk room, adequate. It fits its size. What I liked about it, the quality and the lasting design of the interior as well. What could use improvement? The infotainment system needs an easier-to-use operating system. I've gone over that a bajillion times, and I'm going to beat a dead horse. 2.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder that turns out a perfectly matched 227 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. It has a 6-speed automatic transmission. It gives you an idea, once again, of the older school.
Yep.
Because everybody's either going with a CVT or a 10-speed. This works just fine. It tows up to 1 ton. It gets 22 in the city, 27 on the highway for a combined of 24. I got 24.2 miles per gallon over 454.8 miles. What I liked about it, the peppy motor. What could use improvement? Don't mess with it. Leave it alone. Make the money. It's good. Ride and handling. What I liked about it, I liked its sports car handling. Now, if you're not into that kind of a ride, that kind of a quickness in the steering, then this might not be for you. But if you appreciate that, you like to throw it around the corner once in a while, this is your small SUV. Now, it does have, like I said, sports car handling. What could use improvement in that? Nothing. If you don't like it, then you're going to have to go to a different make, model, or design altogether. But they play off of the Mazda Miata CX-5. What is no?
I think it's
the Mazda.
5.
No, MX-5. Sorry, that's the Mazda Miata. All right, let's talk about the price. Base trim price $40,760. That's the base. As tested, $42,750.
It's still not bad.
Now, to get into one, if you just want to buy one, bottom baseline price $28,570.
Oh, there you go.
See, and you build up the layers, and obviously this is the top of the line
And
one.
you're finding a lot of the manufacturers are in that price range,
Yeah.
I guess the sweet spot.
One of the competitors to this vehicle is the all-new Mazda CX-50, because it starts at $30,300. Well, it's almost a $2,000 difference, almost $1,800 difference.
Wow.
So take a look at the Mazda CX-50. Maybe you'll like that a little bit better for a little bit more change. Another competitor, the Honda CR-V, $30,100, or the Kia Sportage, $27,190. They're all in there. And that is,
Yep, you're all in that range.
yeah, that is my review of the Mazda CX-5 for 2025.
All right.
Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. We're back after this quick break.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Greenridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show brings you great guest interviews each week from manufacturers and suppliers to the aftermarket, racers, enthusiasts, and other friends just like you and me who love to talk about all things automotive. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show takes it to the road, too, with remotes at popular cruise-ins and shows. In Wheel Time's live video and audio stream can be found on the Odyssey radio app, YouTube, Facebook, and InWheelTime.com every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. Or grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider.
This is the world's favorite place to go for all things automotive. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show just ahead. Mr. Carfax Patrick Olson is scheduled to be with us. He's going to talk to us about end-of-the-year car deals. Jeff has the racing calendar. Mars has This Week in Auto History. And I'll get you caught up on the stories making automotive news headlines. Howdy along with Mike, Mr. Computer, out of this world, Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. Our Chief Engineer, David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks so much for joining us on this Saturday morning. We appreciate you.
Does it look like I got a halo above my head? With
No,
this
it looks
backdrop?
like you're growing hair.
Okay, that's it.
You're turning into a redhead.
It's tinsel.
It's the tinsel. You know, my grandparents and they lived in an apartment building 1 block from the state capital of Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. And it was it was up on the first floor, but it was up. Downstairs. It's too confusing to try to explain it all, but they had a nice little apartment, okay? And they always had a nice Christmas tree. Mm-hmm. It had the short needles on it. It was perfectly shaped. And then I don't know how long that they spent decorating the tree with the icicles.
One by one.
The tinsel icicles. One by one. One here, one there. And so when they finished with it, they all hung straight down.
And stand back.
And they always put a couple of bubble light strings in throughout the tree. The thing was perfect.
We had a couple growing up, one in the family room, one in the living room, presentation type thing, and we had a aluminum tree with blue
Do you
bulbs.
know how much those things? Blue balls.
Blue bulbs.
Well,
and then
you would know about the blue balls.
And then it had the wheel with the three different colors, the yellow, the red,
that you
and
put
the
up
green.
underneath the tree.
Yeah, and it spun around and it highlighted.
Do you know how much those aluminum trees are now?
I have no idea.
Remember, they used to be cheap.
Like, $20 back then, or whatever.
Now, $120.
Yeah. You can buy them. Well, we've got the, it's already lit, and you just fold it up, put it away for the season.
You got an aluminum one?
No. It's green tree. You'll see it. But they make them for like $600, $800, $1,200 trees, artificial that pre-lit.
Right. No, they're already pre-lit.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. Becky likes to have a new tree this year.
Real or
a real
artificial?
A real tree is what I meant to say. And this year, there's not a lot of places you can buy real trees anymore, and there's a whole lot less of them this year. And they start $10 to $12 a foot. And she always likes to have 7 to 8 feet because it reaches the ceiling.
Sure.
Fills up the front window. Looks really nice. But now you're talking about a $100 tree.
Or $150
for 2 weeks, yeah.
Exactly.
Do you help decorate?
I supervise.
I'm not allowed. Yeah.
Mars has his brown water. He sits in the back, tries to stay awake while she does it.
A little bit over to the left.
No, I don't say nothing. I learned.
He's learned a long time ago.
Yeah, don't say nothing.
Was the words "shut up" ever yelled in the
a variation?
Go
of
away.
That. A variation.
Oh, variation.
Well, as a perfect example, when the ladies were decorating the studio yesterday evening, I was told to leave the room.
Were you? That's right. You came in with me.
I sat down and moped.
I said, "What are you doing in here?" He
You
said,
were
"They
smart
told me to
enough
leave."
Not even to go in.
Oh no.
So we watched TV.
We
It was
did.
great. We held hands. It was awesome.
It was. We watched a comedian by the name of Tom
Papa.
Tom Papa.
Yeah, it was
that
pretty
was
good.
really funny. I never heard of the guy.
Well, Kathy turned me on to him, and we watched a few of his routines, a few of his shows. He's coming to Houston, I think, sometime next year. I'll look into it.
Yeah, dude. Get us some tickets. Let's all go. Because he's funny. Tom Papa.
Good stuff.
Never heard of him. So are we going to have Carfax Mike or no?
Working on it. He confirmed,
Okay.
but I haven't found him yet.
I confirmed too, but not to be on anybody's show.
Yeah.
Other than this one. And I don't have a choice.
All right.
So do I need to dig out my phone and to come up with something?
Nah.
Kind of looking that way because I'm not.
You're not seeing it?
Nope.
Okay, well, do you know how to work Carfax?
Do I?
Uh-huh.
No.
Have you ever been to Carfax?
I've been through the dealerships. I have, and you get the reports through.
They've got another one too called VIN Verified, Car
I've heard of
History
that
by
one.
VIN or license.
I've heard of that
but
one.
it's
Are
not
they
as
connected?
it's not as comprehensive as Carfax.
So they're not related or somehow
No, I
interconnected?
think they're competitors. Well, they claim that they're competitors to Carfax, but it's interesting. You can get Carfax reports, or you can also find a used car. Have we beat him to the punch? Am I overreaching here?
Yeah, you're reaching a little bit. Slow down just a hair.
See, don't speed over the holidays.
There you go. Don't speed.
How's this? Sell your car.
That sounds like last
night. Easy steps. Is that slow enough for you?
Yeah, that's
Very
it.
good.
You ready?
There he is.
Yes, sir.
We got him.
I'm ready. I think Patrick's
Can we
ready. He
hear
got
him?
his hat
Patrick
adjusted.
Olson.
Patrick.
Merry Christmas.
There he is.
Merry Christmas, guys. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too. How you been?
I've been good. A little chilly here in Chattanooga today.
No.
Is that where you are in Chattanooga?
Yes.
Now, do you pronounce it Chattanooga or do you pronounce it Chattanooga?
Probably Chattanooga. I'm a northerner, so I'm probably getting it wrong.
What northern state are you from?
I'm from the very northern state originally of Los Angeles.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Do you know?
But I lived in Chicago for 25 years. So.
Chicago.
Yes.
The Bears.
The Bears.
Are you a Bears fan?
As much as one can be, sure.
So what's your hat say? Who's
Marquette. Marquette University. It's where I went to school. And
Marquette, Michigan?
No, Marquette in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, Milwaukee. Okay.
Yeah, they are a top 6 college basketball team right now.
Well, I grew up in Waukesha, Wisconsin. I'm sure you.
Oh, very nice.
I'm sure that you made a trip over there to one of their fine taverns.
Yep. One or two of them, yes.
Yes. I think that part of Happy Days was referred. They referred to Waukesha quite frequently in Happy Days.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheese curds and all that.
Yeah, but I know that's not where you joined us. You didn't. Well, you didn't. You want to talk to us about your college days? Well, maybe you did. But we're talking to you about it now. But I know that everybody else is hanging on the edge of their seat right now, wanting to know about Carfax. And how are things in the used car market?
Things are surprisingly good. There was a lot of talk as we got through the summer that people thought used car prices were going to take off towards the end of the year because back in 2021, leasing kind of collapsed. It was tough to get credit. It was tough to get money. And so people said, well, now it's 3 years later, and these cars that would have been leased in 2021, now they're just not there. And that's not been the case. Used prices have stayed pretty flat. Pickup truck prices are actually down from the summer.
Why? Because of the glut of them?
Well, it's actually more about the glut of new cars. So there's so many new cars being produced and on dealer lots today that there's a ton of incentives on those new cars. And as new cars get cheaper, you can't really charge too much for used cars anymore because a consumer will say, well, you know what, I'm just going to pivot. I'm going to go to the low interest rate or to the cashback rebate. I'm going to get a newer car instead. So for used car dealers, there's that pressure that when there's too much supply in new cars and not enough demand for used cars, the used car prices are going to stay lower. So it's actually not a bad time right now for consumers, and certainly not what we thought was going to be a really rough time.
Did you find that a surprise?
Very surprising. I was watching, we thought when the Fed cut interest rates, that would drive demand. A lot of people have been sitting on the sidelines because used car prices have been high. We thought that would, mean demand would come in later. But I think it's a sort of a happy surprise that prices are not rising, frankly, at all, or not by very much. And so we'll see in the beginning of the year if that changes. We know that come March through the end of April into May, when tax returns are big, we'll see a lot of people with money, right, ready to go to buy something. So we'll see.
What are people buying on the used car market now?
Well, they're buying what everyone's buying. So they're buying SUVs and they're buying pickup trucks. So there's a couple of things out there that if you're smart and you're not worried about sitting up high or you don't need too much space. Like if you're just buying a commuting car, it's a great time to buy a sedan, right? Sedans are not popular. So smaller cars and sedans, there are great deals to be had on them. If you've got the infrastructure set up, meaning you've got a charger in your house, used EVs are kind of like used iPhones, right? Everyone wants the newest technology. So used EVs are incredibly cheap compared to their original price. And if you've got a charger set up in your garage or easy access to one, you can get great deals. I saw a deal this week for a new car, a Fiat 500e in Colorado and Colorado only, where this dealer was offering lease on a 500e electric vehicle. It only gets about 150 miles of range, which is very much on the low end of range for EVs. But pay the $1,300 or so in state taxes on it, no money down otherwise, and no monthly payment. They will lease you the car for 27 months for no payments.
What?
Yes, I kid you not. They are trying that hard to move these cars. Now, the Fiat is very small, so there's, inherently there's a issue with that to begin with. And it only has 150 miles of range, which is very low. Like the newest Hyundais, Lucids, all those, they're 350 miles. Tesla's been doing 300 miles now for 10 years. So 150 miles is very limited. So they want to move these cars off the lot. And so they're offering this kind of crazy lease.
So it's in Denver. So is it being sold at a dispensary or?
Yeah, dispensary. No, but here's my first thought. I'm a parent. I got a kid that's going to Boulder University, 150 mile range. Okay, you can make it up to the mountain. You can still tootle around town. You can do whatever you got to do for free, except you got to charge the battery, but that's not a big deal.
No, and compared to paying for gas, it's practically nothing, So no, it's if you can live with those parameters, it's a hell of a deal.
Yep, it's used.
No, this is a brand new one.
Brand new.
No,
this is new. Yeah.
Oh,
how many available? Just one?
That I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I don't know if it's a teaser pitch to get people in the door or what, but it's
pink.
Telling,
Yeah, I've never heard of that, and I'm sure you haven't either.
Yeah, no, it's a new one on me.
Where did you find this article?
CarDealershipGuy.com had a piece about it. So
very strange.
Wow.
Well, that's one heck of a deal. So SUVs and pickup trucks, and I think that Houston, Texas, or Texas in general, is the pickup capital of the world. Everybody's driving a pickup truck. I get it.
In Texas, you guys have, I think, about 8% of the U.S. population there, something in that ballpark. 8, maybe not quite 10%, but 25% of pickup trucks sold in this country are sold in Texas.
I believe
you guys are way over-indexed on pickup trucks.
Yeah. So you should be able to find you a pretty good deal on a used pickup truck if you can, if you drill down and don't buy the first thing you see. What Mars is over here shaking his head.
Well, because I've tried that before. I thought the same thing for a long time. All these people buying vehicles for their kids, high school kids and stuff, they don't want cars. They want trucks. You go to a high school parking lot down in my part of the world, and I guarantee you 75% of the students are driving trucks.
I believe it. Yeah.
Well, 18 miles to the gallon on the highway for a pickup truck, unless you use the pickup truck, the bed of the pickup truck, or you go to tow something with it, why? I can buy an SUV for the same amount of money. Everybody's enclosed. We could all go to picnic together or go skiing or whatever the case may be, and I can buy one that holds a lot more than a pickup truck because you ain't putting people in the back.
You can't throw the beer cans in the bed in the back.
I knew he was going to go there with that.
I'm just saying.
All right, so here's the other question I have for you, kind of a change of pace here. Yeah. How would you explain to somebody the best way to use Carfax when looking for a car?
Absolutely. So what I would say is, first of all, make sure the seller's offering you a free Carfax when you're buying. If they're not, to me, that's the beginning red flag, right? If they are reluctant to share with you the known history of that vehicle, that's a red flag. But what I would say that Carfax is great for is, one, check the mileage, right? Is it going up in a linear fashion, meaning 2,000 and 4,000, 6,000, 10, 20? Is there a weird irregularity where it goes from 80,000 miles back to 65,000 miles? Things like that. So that can tell you, is this seller on the up and up, or are they trying something fishy? You can see if it's been well maintained, right? Did it get oil changes at appropriate moments? Is it getting the 50,000 mile work being done, the 90,000 miles work being done? You can see if it's ever been an accident. And now 90+% of all of our vehicle history reports show not only the location of the damage on a vehicle, but the severity. So you can tell if it was a cosmetic, you backed into a wall or something, or you had a severe T-bone event, and you have that knowledge about how much was that car damaged if it was. Because damage will take a fair amount off the price, and sometimes if it's just cosmetic damage, you can use that to your benefit as a buyer. You can check the number of owners, right? And you can see, did someone own this car for a long time, they took really good care of it, or is this on its fourth owner, and you're like, why are they all getting rid of it so quickly, right? There are clues to be found there.
Right.
And then also, one of the key things is make sure there's no loan or lien attached to this vehicle, right? You don't want to pick up a car and then have someone come and repo it from you because you didn't know that there was still money owed.
Yeah, from a previous owner. Now, that's a good point, because my granddaughter just recently got a car, and she got the Carfax for it. So we knew the lineage of that vehicle. Also, my new one, they gave me a Carfax report on my vehicle to show if there were any recalls prior to delivery. That's important, too, because that happens. I turned down a car because it needed a recall. They couldn't sell it to me, brand new, because it had a recall, and the part would come in, I don't know, Tuesday or whatever it was. But I moved to another dealer and bought the car.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to point out here is new car dealers can't sell a car that has an open recall.
Right.
There's no such prohibition, though, from used car dealers. So I would say as a buyer, I would say, hey, you get that recall fixed, and then I will seriously consider your car. The other thing we always say is for any used car, take it to a mechanic that you trust. For example, I took a used Ford Escape that we were interested in, took it to my mechanic. He said, it needs about $500, $600 worth of work, and here's what it is. I went back to the dealer. I said, if you do this work, I'll pay your price. And he did it, and I did. And so I bought the car. And so, again, that level of knowledge, that level of details provides leverage to shoppers to work with the seller and say, hey, I'm aware of this damage, or I'm aware of the mileage here, or, I know that it's been not well maintained, or I know that it has been maintained. All these things give you the ability to sort of shape the negotiations that you're going through.
And it's Carfax.com?
Carfax.com? Absolutely.
Okay. Well, it's always great to talk to you. And any tips heading into Christmas season? I'm sure that you're going to have some buyers anyway that are buying first cars for their kids.
Absolutely. So, you talk about young people and pickup trucks. You think outside the box, right? The Ford Maverick sells for around 24, 25 grand. If you get the one with a hybrid engine, you're getting 42 miles to the gallon. So you get basically like an SUV experience in the cab of the Maverick, but you're getting 40 miles to the gallon. And so that might be the way to mitigate and there are a lot of image buyers out there for pickup trucks. There are lots of people who never put anything in the bed other than empty beer cans or who never tow anything. But for folks who need it for light work, and I see a lot of utility companies now using the Maverick as their go-to vehicle because it gets such great mileage.
Just like the old Ford Ranger that's still on the road today with, the pest control guy.
Or the swimming pool guy.
Those kind of guys. Patrick, great to talk to you as always. Have a wonderful Christmas and a happy New Year, and let's talk to you at the beginning of the year.
All right, guys. Take care of yourselves.
Patrick, thank you.
Thank you. Patrick Olson with Carfax. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the In Wheel Time app.
We're going to have to break him with that. Is it written down?
No, it's not on there at all. It's just
you're ad-libbing?
It's a memory reflex.
Ah, I got you.
Download it. Download the In Wheel Time app to your mobile phone today and try to get a brain like I don't have. If you haven't already, we also video stream Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com, and podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. And you can also find our new broadcast partner, Odyssey Radio. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will continue right after this quick break, if I can get to the button.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flammeado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We hope to see you then.
The holidays are here, and we hope you think of our show sponsors this season for gifts, and they include Lupi Tortilla, Tex-Mex Restaurants, Pro-Am Auto Accessories, and Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Time now for the racing calendar, sponsored by Texas Muscle Car Club.
Real good.
Challenge.
I think I'm going to go to Pro-Am this week. I'm going to drop by there and see what's going on. Maybe I can pick something up, stocking stuffer. But, hey, Don gave me some information a couple weeks ago about Formula E racing. It's open wheel, like Indy style. But Formula E 2025, the FIA Formula E World Championship is coming in January. They've already run like one preliminary race, I guess, this past few weeks. January 10th and 11th is going to be the Autodrome Hermosas Rodriguez in Mexico. It's the Hankook Mexico City Grand Prix. So we're going to be giving you more information on that, and you know how I love Formula One. The other thing, Indy Racing, the NTT Indy Racing Car Series is going to come to Arlington, Texas. And they're going to be racing around, first of all, the streets of Arlington. Penske Entertainment, the Dallas Cowboys, and REV Entertainment, the official events partners of the Texas Rangers, have announced the first of its kind joint venture to establish and operate an IndyCar Grand Prix of Arlington. Well, we did this in Houston not too long ago. March of 2026 is when it's coming. It's a 2.73-mile track laid out between the AT&T Stadium, the football stadium for the Dallas Cowboys, Globe Field for the Rangers, and all of that area that's zippy-zagging in through there.
GM's got a huge assembly plant up there, too.
Yep, and they're going to be, it's getting the 1.6 million tickets is what they anticipate for this event. So
we ought to see if we can't get involved in that, Mars.
Yep.
We could have the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show.
But it's not for another year.
We got
2026.
So in other words,
need that far
we got it. Plenty of time. So get on the phone tomorrow.
So we had a guest. I'm trying to remember who it was. Somebody joined us, and we were talking about the e-racing. He was in.
We had one of the guests come on. I think.
Yeah. He was in a shop and where they were doing it.
Yep.
We'll have to work on that.
Yep. Okay. So that's coming up too. So
Italy's industry minister Adolfo Urso announced a deal to avert 249 layoffs at suppliers to Stellantis, saying he hoped the breakthrough would help repair strained relations with the car maker. Stellantis and Italy's government have been at loggerheads, I like that word, for months, with politicians in Rome accusing Fiat's parent company and its former CEO, Carl, of neglecting historic Italian manufacturing sites and moving production abroad. Moron.
Don't hold back.
Interest rate cuts and the conclusion of the election contributed to franchise dealers feeling the most optimistic in nearly 3 years, according to November Cox Automotive polling. Cox's latest dealer sentiment index asked 493 franchise dealers from November 6th to the 18th, starting one day after the nation's election, what they thought their area's market would be like 3 months later. The dealers gave that the future market score of 60, an 11-point bump in optimism from a quarter earlier, and a 14-point gain from the fourth quarter of 2023. It was the most bullish dealers were in the poll since the second quarter of 2022, when inventory was low but profits were high.
Interesting.
So, yeah, balance is everything. Toyota created a robot that can sink a basketball almost from the opposite end of the court. Guinness World Records said an 80.5-foot shot made by Toyota's Q6 qualifies as the longest basketball shot made by a humanoid robot.
Wait.
It accomplished the feat in Nagakuti, Japan, on September 26th while wearing a number 96 jersey from Alvac Tokyo, a professional team that Toyota sponsors in its home country. I think that's pretty cool.
They love
Did you see it? Did you actually see it?
No, I did not.
Look it up on YouTube. Okay. It's really cool.
What is a humanoid robot, though?
It looks like a man.
Yeah.
But it looks like a robot.
It's like one of your blow-up dolls.
Oh, except this one could shoot the basketball.
Right.
Okay.
Would you like us to expand on that? Would you like us to throw you under the bus a little further?
I don't think we have enough time.
You're hoping we don't have enough time.
They also have a robot that
I'm going to adjust the clock.
That throws strikes. It's a thing that goes like this to the ball and then throws the ball and it spins right. I saw that. It's a bowling thing.
Okay. By the way, Donald Trump's transition team is considering canceling the U.S. Postal Service contracts to electrify its delivery fleet.
Oh, I heard that.
As part of a broader suite of executive orders targeting electric vehicles, according to 3 sources familiar with the plans. The move, which could be unveiled in the early days of Trump's administration that begins in January 20th, is in line with Trump's campaign promises to roll back Biden's efforts to decarbonize U.S. transportation to fight climatic change, an agenda Trump has said is unnecessary and potentially damaging to the economy.
Don't they build those up in Wisconsin? The electric ones, the electric mail?
Yeah, but
and they built 93 and they don't have an infrastructure to test them or something?
And Ford is also in on this deal, and they're going to build a bunch of them. That whole thing is going to collapse.
Buy a Buick could be better for you.
All of that, yeah. All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll wrap up today's show right after this.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. The award-winning In Wheel Time Car Talk Show brings you great guest interviews each week from manufacturers and suppliers to the aftermarket, racers, enthusiasts, and other friends just like you and me who love to talk about all things automotive. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show takes it to the road, too, with remotes at popular cruise-ins and shows. In Wheel Time's live video and audio stream can be found on the Odyssey radio app, YouTube, Facebook, and InWheelTime.com every Saturday, 10 to noon Central Time. Or grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider.
Well, that's all for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure and check us out online at InWheelTime.com. Christmas cards and birthday money can be sent to Don at InWheelTime.com. We like car pics, too, so send us some of your car with a description and any info you want us to include, and we'll feature it on a future show. When you're looking for award-winning car talk, you can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the In Wheel Time app. Download it today if you haven't already. Grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider and look for us on the Odyssey radio app. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. The In Wheel Time video technical director is we always need more Jazzy Jeff Zekin. The booking agent, video editor, and people finder, Mike Out of This World Mars, and chief engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. We hope you join us next week for our live show coming to you from the confines of the Sugar Shack Studios in Texas, USA, from 10 to noon Central Time on all of our In Wheel Time Car Talk outlets. Be safe out there. Have a great week. Let's all get ready for Christmas in a safe way. We'll see you next week.